I'm Mike. Joline and I moved to Mount Shasta to be closer to our grandson Felix and his family. And these videos are going to document our outside activities. Okay, today I'm riding my E mountain bike from my house to Lake Siskiyou, and I'm going to take the Lake Siskiyou Trail on the north side around to the Sacramento River. I can't go any further because the seasonal bridge has been taken down. And then I'll backtrack and I'm going to ride around kind of the south side of the lake to where the seasonal bridge would be, and let you see both sides and talk a little bit about the bridges. Okay, today is a chilly Monday, and that means that there won't be very many people on the trail. It's still in the morning, it's fairly early. Coal Creek enters the lake on my left, Wagon Creek enters the lake on my right, coming right up, and the Wagon Creek Bridge is directly ahead. So Joline and I also hiked all the way around the trail when the bridges were up. Last June, my son-in-law and daughter both entered a trail running race, which went up Rainbow Ridge, which is to the right. Can't see it in the view right now. And it was about 19 miles or 31 kilometers and about 3,500 vertical. And well, to give you an idea what my son-in-law is like, he won it. He was the overall winner. I'd love to claim I could run like that once upon a time when I was his age, but nope, never could. He's amazing. And the Sacramento River is starting to show up on the left there as well. That's where I'm going to go. I'll stop where the seasonal bridges were. Straight ahead is where the original seasonal bridge was. It got washed out way too much to be able to stretch a bridge across that anymore. So I'll back up a little bit here and I'll move to the right, and you'll see where the new trail is that heads down to where the new seasonal bridge is, which will probably change again next spring if we have very much runoff. I don't have a video of spring runoff. This was in January, and so it was even higher later on. Okay, turning around now, heading back the way I came. When I get back to where I started on the trail, I'll go the other way. Did you see all those kind of ripples out there? The lake is a home to ducks and sometimes geese and all kinds of water birds. Okay, new part of the trail here. Last winter we had our first big snow right at the end of the first week in November. Had over a foot of snow. The Siskiyou Lake Trail briefly gets on to WA Bar, and you have to stay on that to get across the dam. I should have turned right just after the dam here to stay on the lake trail. As it is, I go a little further onto it, but I have to. That makes me a little bit nervous riding through it. I think when I go back, I will take the trail all the way up to where it comes out just right beside the dam. Good morning. A little bit of ice. And there's a huge culvert right there. Not a lot of water coming through it at the moment, but that is where Scott Camp Creek enters into the lake. And that is the creek that I fell in with my bike and destroyed my motor on last spring. We are now in the Lake Siskiyou Camp Resort. Well, Joline and I have walked through here before, but I'm pretty far from the trail right now. These cabins are actually fairly nice. Now, I have to go down close to the lake and pick up the trail again. there. Probably right here where it's got the crosswalk. So anybody that wants to do this trail, even in the summer with temporary bridges in, just be aware that when you go through the campground, it's a little confusing. I was about to miss that. I've missed that before. Going past the temporary seasonal bridges on my left. Okay, this is where the second seasonal bridge goes, and there's no water in it right now. But again, last spring, this thing was pretty full. And I don't think I'm gonna try to cross it and go on over. But if I did, you'd see the other side of the riverbank that I stopped on there. And it would be about another maybe 1/10 or 2 of a mile to get to it. Time to turn around and go back. And here's where they've stacked up the aluminum seasonal bridges for the winter. Okay, sign says Lake Siskiyou Trail straight ahead. Let's see how well I can do trying to stay on it through the campground. I see it now. So far, so good. Icy spot here. And I think I see the Lake Siskiyou Trail right here to the side. So, moral of that story is stay close to pavement. This is where the Castle Lake Creek enters into the lake. So, good morning again, or maybe it's afternoon by now. I'm losing track. Okay. Nice morning to be out. Afternoon now. Yeah. And this is the way I should have come onto the trail when I was coming out. Instead, I stayed the road a little bit too long. If you want to get back on the Siskiyou Lake Trail the quickest, just it says exit only, but go through the parking lot and you'll pick up the trail on the far end of the parking lot. Or actually, you can pick up the trail right here. This is the trail. And the Siskiyou Lake Trail at the far end of the parking lot. And it's not marked, but this is it right here. The way that I came down Siskiyou Lake Boulevard, and I did this little cut through right here into the trail. So at this point, I've tied the knot. Done as much Siskiyou Lake Trail as it's possible to do right now without the bridges. Well, that's it for today's ride. As the stats are up there, is almost 2 hours, about 15 miles. The white arrow shows where I got off the Siskiyou Lake Trail, and we got to see some of the cabins and the campground and so forth.